How you doing, guys? File91e here, and I'm here with my Raw review for July 5th from Nashville, Tennessee. The whole theme of this week was fall from consequences from last week. So, anyway, the Nexus is in the ring with Wade Barrett. I wrote with Wade Barrett because Wade Barrett recently had some visa issues, and I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, Wade Barrett's back in the United States. I guess okay to work. Anyway, he says that Nexus is part of a bigger picture, and I immediately thought of the higher power angle from 1999 with Vince McMahon and Undertaker. I don't know why I thought of that. I just was like, wow, the higher power again? Is this what we're doing? Then Sheffield speaks out about Steamboat, and then they say that they beat him up for fun. Then the GM emails Cole, and the punishment in the attack from Owen McMahon is that they cannot compete for titles anymore, and that anybody can fight them now. The whole suspension or ban is lifted, and so that naturally brings out Cena. He calls out more guys to fight, but then the heels attack the faces. The heels of the locker room attack the faces of the locker room, thus not allowing Nexus to get beat up, which I don't understand. But apparently the heels just were like, as long as they're fighting you, they're not fighting us, so whatever. Another GM email, he said that there's going to be no fighting now, but members of the Money in the Bank will fight later in the night, and he wants Cena and Barrett to shake hands and make a truce. Cena wants to fight, and the GM asks for Cena to be the bigger man and not to fight or else. So naturally, whatever. Anyway, he finished with, and that's the bottom line because the GM said so. So I guess they're hinting that it was Austin, whatever. Anyway. I also wrote WWE is now on YouTube, so check that out. Figure that applies here. Then there was John Morrison versus Ted DiBiase. It was Maurice on commentary, and Morrison was looking. He is a really, really good wrestler. I really like John Morrison, and it was a decent match. The ending showed Maurice taking Morrison's coat. That distracted Morrison, and DiBiase got the opportunity for the big move. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Then there was Kozlov and Santino walking for the match. Kozlov says that if he loses tonight, Kozlov is going to beat the crap out of Santino. So Santino doing his funny stuff, just whatever. And there's a recap of Nexus versus Cena leading up to the possible truce tonight. They did that like 3 times throughout the show. It was really ticking me off. Santino and Vladimir versus Regal and Khali. That was his special whatever. It kind of showed that maybe Khali is turning heel again. But they said that he's just trying to get more aggressive. He's growing that goatee back, which I guess is heel Khali. Regal's a great wrestler. I mentioned that. Khali didn't even throw one punch. It was a really quick match. It was stupid. Santino and Vladimir won by pinning Regal, and then Khali came in and slammed Regal. It was just I really don't understand. It didn't make sense. A review of the beatdown from Steamboat and Arn Anderson. There was an Arn Anderson interview, which is actually really cool because Sheamus, was confronted Arn Anderson, and Arn Anderson said, "You young guys, you just don't know what's going on. You just don't understand it," which I thought was cool. So that was really neat. Then there was R-Truth versus The Miz. The match never officially started. The Miz just beat the crap out of R-Truth and really did a good job on his arm. I don't know. It was stupid. I really don't understand it. But it comes out later in the night that R-Truth is now not in the Money in the Bank. So not sure why. The main event of the first hour was the Cutting Edge with Jericho and Bourne. There was a lot of trash talking, which eventually broke it down, and the GM interrupted and makes a match. Which there was another Stone Cold reference in there. If you want to see it, oh hell yeah, sort of thing. Jericho and Edge versus Bourne and Randy Orton. It was a great match. This was cool, but it wasn't really anything special. It was a good match, but just a standard match. So it's what a match should have been. Standard tag match. Edge spears Jericho, and then Evan Bourne hits the Airborne. Then Randy Orton delivered an RKO to Evan Bourne, just showing that he's still independent. Especially when it comes to. The Money in the Bank stuff. Anyway, there's more recap of Cena versus Nexus, ticking me off. Then the Nexus confronts Randy Orton, saying that it's not personal between other than them two. They wanted to apologize to Randy Orton, and they won't interfere in Money in the Bank. They promise. And Because if they beat up Cena, that could help you out. So it's just a weird. But Randy Orton, he really played it off like he didn't care, but he didn't want their help either. So that was really cool. I really like Randy Orton. Then there was R-Truth out of the Money in the Bank. There was a rundown of the Money in the Bank matches. Some of them are looking pretty cool. I'm really interested in seeing it. I will be watching that one, by the way. So then there was Josh Matthews saying that the Hart Dynasty versus the Usos will be at Money in the Bank, which is cool. In the Usos interview, there was the Usos are Rikishi's twin sons, if you didn't know. They're so they have a lineage in wrestling along with I can't remember what her name was. But yeah, she's Snuka's daughter. Then Alicia Fox was really angry. She interrupted and was really angry about Josh Matthews not interviewing her for a while, just because nobody cares, and nobody does care. Anyway, it was Alicia Fox versus Eve, and nobody cares about these two. Honestly, there was no crowd reaction. Alicia feigns being hurt, fakes being hurt, and capitalize on the distraction. So it stole the victory. Stupid, dumb match. Really, really stupid. Now, technically it was okay, but it was stupid. God. Anyway, more recaps from the Cena beatdowns. I told you there was a ton of them, and it was pointless. I guess you're trying to build this main event thing up, but it's whatever. Also, next week it's going to be Edge versus Orton in a one-on-one match, which should be cool. So that should be fun. Hopefully they'll get some time to do that. Anyway, main event of the night, Wade Barrett comes out. He he states his statement. He says he's talking about what he planned on doing and how it's still part of a bigger picture, and what he did to Cena wasn't personal. It was just part of what had to happen. Cena wants to know if they shake hands, if this is going to stop. And Cena goes to shake hands and then does one of these things. Cena can be really funny when he wants to. So Cena fakes the handshake, and I wrote down here, Cena's mic work is pretty good. It was pretty good for this segment, especially when it comes to the GM stuff, the anonymous GM stuff. It's really hilarious. His magic 8-ball bit was good. It was like, please ask again. I thought that was pretty funny. Cena will fight and only fight. I wrote here. That's one of those things. Cena's like, I'm never going to back down. Never going to do whatever. And so they shake hands, and then Cena goes for an FU. Because the GM makes him shake hands. Cena goes for an FU, and then the Nexus comes down, starts to beat up on Cena. Then all of the Raw bases come down, start beating up on Cena. And it was really funny because Goldust was hauling ass. He was hauling ass straight down. And I thought that was funny because he ran past everybody just to come in to get some TV time. Gotta love Goldust. And so Nexus leaves, and except for what was his name? Darren Young. Everybody except for Darren Young, which is the guy with the spiky hair, if you don't know. So they just beat the crap out of Darren Young. Cena just tears him apart, and then the GM emails and says that he wants peace, but then Cena locks on the STF, and the GM says there's going to be a 7-on-1 handicap match next week, all of Nexus versus Cena. So that should be interesting. And Cena destroys Darren Young with using stairs and whatnot. Anyway, Cena was really over during this. Everybody wanted that payoff, so that was really cool. So that was Raw of this week. So I think I told you everything, and I honestly thought it was an okay show. They did a lot of work promoting Money in the Bank, which is good. They really did a lot of work promoting Nexus, which is good. I like where they're going with this. There weren't really any matches, which really kind of ticked me off. I mean, there was a couple good ones on there, but really, wrestling has taken a backseat to story, which really ticks me off. But it is what it is. So yeah, if I want to give this out of 10, I guess I'd give it a 6. It was slightly above average. There was a couple entertaining things. But in the end, it left me wanting to go to sleep rather than wait for what happens next week. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this Raw review from me, File91e. And just one other thing: bonus stage marathons coming up this week. This Thursday at 7. Go to Corncheck's page, youtube.com/CorncheckGaming. You all know Everybody knows Coincheck, not me. But you should just go there. He has all the links for it. It's the Bonus Days Marathons Sonic Run, 72 hours. It's going to be great. So I'll be there. Everybody else will be there. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah. So tune in next week for another File91e's Raw review from, I think it was, where is it? From Lexington, Kentucky. See you guys.